Hey everybody, it's Wargamer Shawn. I'm here today to do a long overdue question and answer. This will be my third one, and it's been a while since I did my last one. I will go through the questions. I don't have as many questions this time as I did the last time, so it won't take as long. It'll be a shorter video. Let's go to the questions. We have from Idic Beer. We have great Q&A, of course. Would love to play you because I said that I would like to play him as far as in a game. If you could have any car in the world, what would it be? I'm probably kind of a boring person. I don't, I don't, like, there's not a lot of things like, oh, I wish I had a yacht, or like, I just want to live comfortably, be able to pay my bills, and support my family and have fun. I guess that same goes for cars. I know it's really dorky. Like, my answer to this, right now everything I have is practical for family and hauling a family around. If I could actually have any car, it's sad to say, but I'd probably get like a little, and I'm a tall guy, but I do actually fit in these things because I've tried it because my friend had one, but I'd like to actually have a Mini Cooper. Just, I know it sounds stupid, but maybe like like a convertible, and just be able to like go, and drive around and just enjoy kind of going out and driving and just having fun. But with a family, it doesn't really work that well because it's the back seat. Like, I'd have to have the seat all the way back to the back seat because I'm a pretty tall person, and so it wouldn't really be a good family vehicle. So, in answer to your question, I guess that's what the answer would be, because I don't see myself having one of those at any point, at least when I have a family, because it's not really practical. So, thanks for the question. Let's see. Next one for questions is Chief Live Wargaming, or Chief Live Gaming, sorry. He's saying, let's see. He's thinking of lightly converting some Tyranid gargoyles to be screamers, and he asked, do I think that it's reasonable proxy or conversion? That's his question. Now, screamers are actually pretty long and wide. I think gargoyles would be wide enough, but I don't think they'd be very long. So if you could really put long tails on them with green stuff or something, I guess I don't see why people would have a problem with you using them as screamers. But I think if you left them as is or didn't really lengthen them a lot, I think people may have a problem with you proxying them as screamers because they're pretty long. But I think if you converted them and added like a long tail or something like that, I don't think people would have a problem with it. So it'd be cool. But that was his question. Let's see. I have, next one is Tattoo for You, which is Richard. Hey Richard, good to see you. He's a nice guy. So is actually, but everybody that's asked me questions. Jake and Nick are very awesome people too. Richard's asked, or Tattoo for You asked, that he said that he would love to play me. He just needs some games in, since he hasn't played in almost 10 years. And you don't actually need some games, because I am really good at, like, if I'm really playing fluffy or playing like kind of underpowered list, and I sometimes I've even, people who I've introduced into the hobby, I've kind of helped them write a really tough list, and then I've taken a really weak list, because I think it's kind of cool. It makes it kind of a challenge. And then what I usually do when I'm playing with someone that hasn't played for a while, or a new person, is kind of teach them, like, okay, well, here's things that I would do if they want it, if they want help tactically, to kind of so I don't mind, and I don't mind even losing. And I think it's fun if you have a really weak list and you're playing a more powerful list. It's as a player that's played a while, I think it's more challenging and fun if I can win with a quote unquote worse list. So I'd still play you if you want to. So he asks a question. He said that you're 6'4", which is true. I think I said that in my last video. So what size shoe do I wear? I actually wear size 15 shoes. and that's in America. For you guys that are in the UK, I know you have a different shoe size, and I don't know how it converts. Because you're probably smart and using the metric system, unlike America, which will never change. Um, so I don't know what the equivalent would be in the UK, but in the United States, a size 15, which is kind of a pain in the butt because when I go into stores, it's not like I get to go, hey, I want to see those really cool shoes. I have to go in the store and go, okay, what shoes do you have that are size 15? And then I can try those on and it's usually like 3 or 4 pairs of shoes if I'm lucky. Some stores don't even carry them that big because most stores and even like department stores cut off at around 13, so you never see them. So you have to go to like an actual shoe store to get shoes, and usually a specialty store. Not every shoe store has them, so it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to find your shoes. And usually, if you can find a pair of shoes that work well, a lot of times I'll get more than one so that I have it, so it's not such a hassle to go out and find a pair of shoes. So yeah, it's kind of a pain. But it is what it is. He asked, Richard also asked, do I like hamburgers, hot dogs, or pizza? It's weird. I guess of the three, I'd probably say pizza. Hot dogs is my least favorite, and I'm just not a big hot dog fan. I like brats and like Polish sausage, but I'm not a big hot dog fan. Never really have been. I like hamburgers a lot too, although I'm kind of more of a fish and like chicken kind of person more than I am red meat. And so I don't eat it as much. Now, and the weird thing is I like pizza, but in special was I'm really weird, but I don't. I'm one of those weird people apparently, but I don't really like tomatoes like at all. I don't like ketchup, and so it took me a long time to even like pizza. But now there's pizzas that don't have like tomato sauce and tomato base. So if I had got a choice on like how I made my pizza, I would pick pizza out of the three. That's probably a longer answer than you really wanted, but yeah, I don't really like It's funny, I don't really like tomatoes and I don't really like onions, but those are the only things I really don't like. Like I pretty much like everything else, but tomatoes are in so many things that it looks like, oh, you're a really fussy person because you don't like but I just don't like tomatoes. But unfortunately, that's in like so many foods. I think my opinion is the world would be a better place without tomatoes, but you can disagree with me. So that's the food thing. Um, does your wife give you the same glazed look when you talk about the hobby? She either is like, I really don't want. She tries to humor me. I know she doesn't really care, and sometimes she just doesn't want to talk about it, or she doesn't like that it takes away, like, most of the time, like, I do my hobby stuff when the kids are asleep or late at night. So I don't get as much time as I used to, but it's not that important for her. Sometimes if I talk about it, she'll get a glazed look. But I've kind of gotten to the point where it's funny, she knows some of my armies and stuff like that, but I don't really talk to her about specifics of it too much. Sometimes I'll show her painted stuff to see, do you like my painting? Because you don't really need to be an expert in 40K to kind of appreciate that. But I don't talk about the specifics of it too much. That's what you guys are for. Do I have any tattoos is the next questions. I don't. For years, there's one that I really want. That I have the artist that like basically like there's a picture that somebody made that I would just love, and I think it would actually be a really good tattoo. But I just have. It was one of those things I always wanted to do it, and then with jobs, stuff like that, it's been one of those things where I haven't like taken the time to do it. Now with like kids and stuff like that, it's even more kind of on the back burner. But I would like to at some point. That one, and there's potentially another one that I potentially. I mean, I don't. I have ideas like. I know it seems weird, but like I want to be like, if it's something I'm putting on me that's like permanent, I want it to be something that I really like and I want to look at all the time. And so it's hard because like in my profession too, I don't want to, with what I do, I don't want to like offend anybody, and some people are weird and they get offended by stuff, and so I want it so that it's something that's like, okay, it may not be seen all the time, but at the same time, like I want it somewhere where I can see it and appreciate it. I don't want it somewhere where I'm never gonna see it because it's like on my back or something that's like I gotta go look in a mirror and look at it. No, I want to see it all the time, you know. But there's probably like about like three different ones that I would like. One I'd really like, and then there's two other ones that are like smaller things that I would really like to have. So my plan is someday, but right now I currently don't. But if you live closer, it'd be a lot easier. That's the other thing too. Like I knew somebody, some of my friends that had them, and I knew a really good tattoo artist in our area, and he ended up moving away, and so it's like I don't really have somebody that I really know that I can do it. And there's plenty of people around here that can do it too. I mean, there is. You just want someone that's going to do a good job too. Like it's an art. It's a piece of art that's on you all the time. I think it needs to look beautiful. Looks to look great. I'm sure you understand that. So anyway, that's the answer to my tattoo question. Lastly, what are the top 3 Forge World models that you would like to own? Um, Top 3. That's a tough one. Boy. And there's a lot of cool models Forge World. I mean, I could go crazy with Forge World. I have some Forge World things. I have a squad of like 3 Blight drones that I really liked, and I kind of like. I didn't get to go this year, but I go to Adepticon each year, and the Forge World comes to Adepticon, and so the nice thing is it's you can get it and you don't have to pay shipping and stuff like that because it's there. And if they don't have it, they'll ship it to you for free. So it's kind of a better deal to kind of get. So I'd usually like wait and like get it once a year because I go there, and it was a couple hours, like 2.5 3 hours away from where I lived. And it's in Chicago or Illinois, and so I would get stuff. So I have that, and I have some like grot tanks because I think they're cute. They're not good, but they're cool. And I have a Wyvara I've not put together yet because our local group just now I finally I helped kind of organize our local group, and for a while they didn't want Forge World models in that didn't have that didn't have experimental rules, and so unfortunately like the Wyvara and the Arvarna still have experimental rules, but I don't think they're going to change them. But they've kind of lessened up on that because LVO and stuff has kind of let those things go in. So they've kind of just this like January we voted on stuff, and it actually got voted into our FAQ that you can bring those things now, which is nice. So I intend to paint that up and get it done. I guess that's kind of dancing around your question. I guess if I could really get top 3 models. Well, one of them is not out yet, but someday I would really love to have, and this is more than 3, I would love to have all the Primarchs and the Emperor. I'm sure they're going to make the Emperor and also Malcador the Sigillite because he's like such a big part of the Horus Heresy too. So I'd like to have those. I don't actually have any named characters like from the Horus Heresy, and I don't have any of the Primarchs. The chapter that I like the most and want to play as far as 30K is the Thousand Sons, and I would like to have Magnus the Red, and I'm sure they're going to make Ahriman too, and I will definitely want to get those when they come out. But I wouldn't mind. I'd like to collect all of them. I just think the Primarchs are just cool. In and of themselves. So if I could have those, but that's more than 3. But I guess if I had to pick one, if I want to be sneaky about it, right now Forged World has like a click one, like a one, all the Primarchs in one bundle. So if I could pick a bundle, I would take the Primarchs. But that's all the Primarchs they have out now. They don't have them all out yet, obviously. But I really like the Primarchs. I mean, who the heck doesn't? I mean, it's something that's part of like the history, and they've never had models and rules, and now they're starting to come out with it for 30K. Do I like 30K more than 40K? No, I absolutely don't. And it's hard because with kids and stuff, I don't have time to play all these extra games. And I like X-Wing, I like Necromunda, I like it, but it's hard with kids to play more than one game. But unfortunately, because of the way 40K has kind of gotten with so many weird rules, shenanigans, and so many formations, a lot of our local group has started to switch over to 30K. And so it's kind of pushing a lot of us to get into 30K too, because people don't want to play 40K right now. And so I will do it. I don't have the rules for, they haven't come out with the rules for Thousand Suns yet. So anyway, that is all the questions. So thank you guys for asking. If you want to ask any questions or anything you want to talk about, you can put it right there down at the bottom. Or you can email me at wargamershawn@yahoo.com. I have some videos I'm trying to get up. My computer upload, like anything long, like the hour or two videos, it takes like all night, like sometimes like 15 to 17 hours for my internet to actually upload a video. So I can't upload videos as fast as I would like, as some people probably can. These smaller videos that I make, they usually go up in a couple hours, and so what I usually do is set it to put it up while I go to sleep, and then it's usually up the next day. But I have a few videos. I did a short style battle report where I had my Space Wolves against Dark Eldar and Eldar. And then I have another video of another one of the Gene Stealer cult by itself against Imperial Guard. And that was a lot of fun. It was the same guy I played with. He had the Deathwing thing. The problem that I find with the Gene Stealer cult is they don't have a lot of ranged firepower, and so anytime I face anything that is ranged weapons like IG, we played on a 4x4 board, but the problem is I can't, and he's got orders, like he had two commanders and they can issue an order to ignore cover, and that's what the Gene Stealer cult relies on. So it's so hard to play like a competitive game with them, because they just don't have enough oomph to them to really survive. But I think you guys will enjoy it once I get it up. I just would like, I'm hoping they're gonna flesh out the Gene Stealer cult a little bit more. But and then I have I still have a video from a while ago. That's before I had all my Tau painted. It was a Tau list against a really competitive Space Marine all drop pod list that I did really well in, but I haven't gotten that up either. But I'll try to get that up when I can. I found that a lot of people, when I post stuff about like Eldar and Tau, I usually get a lot of dislikes because some people really hate both Eldar and Tau, and so I don't always get a lot of likes on those. I get likes on the videos, but I get more people that complain about it because they don't like the cheesiness of it. So I haven't put as much effort into getting that one out there yet, because if people aren't going to enjoy it, so anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will do another question and answers video when I have some questions to answer, and I'll probably do it maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. I probably won't do it every week, because I do them too often, people are probably going to have a lot of questions to ask. So, and if it's something where I don't get a lot of questions, then I won't keep doing it. But anyway, you guys take care, and until next time, keep on wargaming.
Goodbye, you sexy motherfucker.